Good afternoon, everyone. This is Moving Mark coming from the route, or almost the route, once again this afternoon. I'm here with a wonderful lady I had the opportunity to meet back in January of last year. And she is a special spotlight for a couple of reasons. I was driving today thinking about this. Judy, per se, doesn't own any business or does not have her face out on Route 66 like a lot of other people do. She's more of a behind-the-scenes spotlight individual that works very, very hard for Route 66. And I'm going to let her introduce herself and tell us a little bit about herself and her connections with Route 66. Good afternoon, Judy. How are you?
Hi, Mark. I'm doing well, thanks. My name is Judy Wallmark. I currently live in St. Louis, Missouri, but for the last 34 years, I lived in Lebanon, Missouri. Not far, in fact, from the Gasconade River Bridge. I worked at Fort Leonard Wood, lived on Route 66 for a couple of years before I ever even realized it. But in Laclede County, the commissioners were implementing an enhanced 911. And in so doing, they decided to assign street names and numbers to all rural addresses. Prior to that, we had simply been Rural Route 4, Box 314. So they decided to name our road Glacier Point Road. And one of my next door neighbors, in fact, dear gentleman, came down and was asking people to sign petitions to get that name off the road and call it Route 66 because, by golly, that's what it was and it should be. And I said, well, that makes perfect sense to me. So he and I teamed up, and it took us about close to 5 years. But the bottom line is I wrote a letter to my congresswoman and asked her to put before the state of Missouri a law to rename Route 66 because I wanted that as my mailing address. And by golly, it passed. It wasn't quite that simple, but we got it done, and Route 66 became my mailing address, which made me a happy camper.
Well, congratulations.
So then I was involved with Route 66, and I was a member of the Route 66 Society in Laclede County for many years, secretary treasurer of that organization. I worked with Kathy Dame in the museum and did a lot of things for the museum and for the library too. And when my husband passed away a couple of years ago, I moved to St. Louis. But prior to that, I got involved with the Gasconade River Bridge when Rich Dinkla had his first rally at the bridge. And I've been working with him for the last 5 years, fighting to save the Gasconade River Bridge. So yeah, I kind of like to work behind the scenes. My forte in life has always been strong administrative support. I was a personnel manager, and I could write letters for the bosses that would make them look good, and etc. And that's where I'm most comfortable, actually, not like this.
Well, your comfort level and your business skills and business abilities is mind-blowing. You're extremely good. And what positions do you currently hold?
Well, I'm on the board for my condo association right here. I was secretary for an organization called the Welcome Club for 2 years right here in St. Louis. It's a group of about 250 ladies, and I got involved with this group soon after I moved down here. They saved my life basically because I had to reinvent myself moving to St. Louis. And right now I am the secretary on the Route 66 Association. I was elected to that position last January So I will finish out this year and serve one more year for sure, and then we'll see what happens after that. But I've been Secretary Treasurer of the Gasconade River Bridge Guardian group, and Rich had worked with me, as I said, for the last 5 years there, so he asked me to run for Secretary of the association, and so I did, and here I am.
And this is the Missouri Route 66 Association.
Correct.
Any people that have been influential to you or people you look up to in your Route 66 group or walk?
Well, sure. I have met Jim Ross and Shelley Graham. I respect both of them highly. In Lebanon, I worked very closely with Gary Susnicki, and of course Ramona Lehman has been my friend for the last 20-25 years. She worked with me to try to get our address, which we did. I'm very impressed with Rich and his involvement in Route 66. I want to support him all that I can. But I've really not done much traveling. I want to. I would love to travel the whole route, but I'm not as adventuresome as somebody like you who goes out on their own. I would rather travel the route with somebody that I know and that knows the route. So
you're kind of a partial go your own way kind of lady?
Very partial, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I've only traveled through Illinois, actually. I met Monique Bohr in Chicago a couple of years ago, and we traveled all of Route 66 down through, Illinois, and across Missouri to the Gay Parida. But that's as far as I've gone.
Any particular situation or event that means a lot to you that's happened on Route 66 that you've been involved with?
Well, of course, saving the Gasconade River Bridge is near and dear to my heart. I've worked too hard. We've been fighting the battle for the last 5 years. I can't imagine losing that battle right now, but we are running out of time. Next spring, MoDOT has it on their schedule to demolish the bridge, and that would be a travesty. So that's nearest and dearest to my heart.
If someone wanted to reach out and help you in that cause, how's the best way for them to do that?
If they got the ability to do it, they could take ownership of the bridge, and then the Guardians could exert their efforts helping them create a destination travel spot. It's a beautiful part of the river right there. Float access to the river. I think it could be something, but it would have to be done by somebody who cares.
How about for just the normal traveler that just might want to make a donation or connect with you? Do you have social media ways to do that?
Well, if they are on Facebook, I think they can still make a monetary contribution through the Gasconade Guardian Facebook page for the bridge. We're not really collecting money right now because we don't have a specific goal that we need to raise the money for. Mostly we need to find somebody who would be interested in taking possession of the bridge.
Okay. If, just coming from the heart, if you were talking to someone right now that's a new traveler on Route 66 or fixing to be a new traveler on Route 66, what would your suggestions be to make their journey that much better?
Be prepared to spend a little time. Don't plan your trip to the last minute every single day. Just make it leisurely, spend as much time as you want, where you want. When you find something you love, and you will find places that you want to stop and spend more time at. I think Jerry McClanahan's EZ Route 66 is probably the best book for beginning travelers to find their way along the route. Be open to meeting the people and just sitting down and talking for a while.
I think that's a huge key, is meeting the people. The people are what makes the route
Right.
that we all love.
It's not the road specifically, it's the people who live there.
Any final parting words you'd like to give the viewing audience coming from the heart?
We need to get the young people involved.
Okay.
The older generation has done a great job of helping revive Route 66, but when we pass along, and we all will one day here, there has to be a younger generation that's willing to carry on.
Okay. You don't per se need to give out your personal contact information or anything, but if someone wanted to join the Missouri Route 66 Association and assist in the Route 66 endeavors here, how's the best way to go about reaching out to the association?
Well, that's a little bit of a puzzle, because if you're not a member, how do you find them? There is a Facebook page, Missouri Route 66 Association, and there's a link through there that you can go right to the Join Up site.
Once again, any final word?
Go your own way. Enjoy life.
As she says, go your own way. And this is Moving Mark once again with a very special lady on Route 66 that deserves a pat on the back, and she does a lot of things that most people never even think of or even see. And it's been an honor and privilege to sit and have a chat with her this afternoon here in her home. And we look forward to seeing you down the route. And for now, Moving Mark's out. Everyone have a great day.